Welcome everybody. So in today's video I am going to be sharing how I first learned to bottle flip and dice stack. So let's get started. Okay, so how I got started into dice stacking is I got started into dice stacking because I watched many different dice stacking videos like dice stacking tutorials, dice stacking trick shots, anything dice stacking I would watch. And I was like, huh? That is not possible. You cannot stack dice. That is not possible. And I just kept saying over and over and over, that is not possible. You cannot stack dice. And that's what I would say. But then that got me thinking, how about I try and dice stack to see if it's actually possible or not? So then I tried, and the first ever dice I used are these Kinsey dice. And then I got a dice stacking cup. Not this one, it's a black and yellow one that's a dice stacking on the top. Put a picture there. And then I remember that I tried to dice stack with these tiny little dice, and they were hard. With these dice were very hard, and also with the dice stacking cup was even more harder. So then I was like, I cannot do this. I'm just gonna give up. And luckily I didn't give up. I kept on practicing and practicing and practicing. And I still wasn't very good at it, but I was kind of better at it, kind of. But then I just kept practicing and practicing, and all I could think in my head is, I'm giving up. I am giving up. I'm not doing dice stacking anymore. But then I was like, actually, you know what? I want to make dice stacking videos in the future. So then I was like, actually, how about I just keep on dice stacking, because it's fun, but it's hard at the same time. So then I kept on dice stacking. I kept on practicing more, and with my left hand, this is how my dice stacking was. Like this. And yeah, I almost gave up, but I didn't. And then I pushed away the Kinsey dice. I didn't use the Kinsey dice anymore. Then I used these green dice that actually came with this cup over here. And I started using these. Still wasn't very good at dice stacking, but that didn't stop me. I was like, I'm just gonna keep going. And then I did. And I also didn't have that good of hand-eye coordination. I was a micro preemie. I was born at 24 weeks, and hand-eye coordination was very hard for me. It was like super hard, and I could not do it. And I had a bunch of developmental delays, and so dice stacking like this did not come easy for me. And then over time, I got better and better with dice stacking. And then this is how my left hand, or this is how my right hand was. I was dice stacking like that, and it was like very hard. So I could not do it, and this is so funny because like I remember I would try to catch dice like this, but I could not do that. So then what I did is I would throw the dice up against the wall and try and catch it, which like I thought when YouTubers tried to catch the dice, I thought they threw the dice up against the wall and got it. Oh, I really thought they did that. But then I remember I would throw the dice up against the wall and then try and catch it, but then sometimes the dice will miss the cup. And then I remember my brother was like, that's not how you do it. You don't throw the dice up against the wall. And I was like, yes, that's what many YouTubers do. But then he was like, no, that's not what many YouTubers do. And I was like, you sure about that? Because I'm pretty sure that's what YouTubers do. They throw the dice up against the wall and they catch it. I've seen a bunch of YouTubers do it, which I really haven't. I don't know why I thought that, but like, I remember I used to do that. Okay, so then I remember I watched a video on how to point stack, and I was like, still, that's not possible, but I'm gonna try it anyways. So then I tried it, and my left hand isn't still very good at dice stacking, only my right hand, but this is how I used to dice stack and point stack. And yeah, that used to be my dice stacking, and then I almost gave up, and then I was like, no, I'm not giving up. Then I put water in the cup. I started 2-point stack, still very hard, and then after a few more months later, then I finally learned how to point stack, and my right hand finally got better at dice stacking. So then, moving on to bottle flipping. I remember after I started doing the dice stacking, then I moved on to bottle flipping because it sounded fun, and I would watch a bunch of videos on it. And then this is how I would bottle flip. Yeah, and I would give up. Like, I just wanted to give up, but I didn't. Still, just like the dice stacking, I didn't give up. I kept on trying, and it is pretty hard. But then a few more months go by, and then I'm still practicing, and then I finally get it, and I finally, like, not doing this. I finally bend my wrist, and then can't do it. And then I finally bend my wrist, and then bottle flip. And yeah, and now I can actually do like pretty cool stuff with dice and water bottles. Like it's pretty cool. Like, it's actually like pretty cool. Like, now I can finally point stack. I can finally catch the dice on the cup. I can finally, like, dice stack, bottle flip, do cool trick shots with water bottles. Yeah, you guys, I think that's it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you smash that subscribe button. Check out this video over here, perfect trick shots. See you in the next video. Bye!